お前はどこまで見えている。俺の死に様か。
Alright everyone, JB here. We're back with another one of our discussion videos here today, and I wanted to talk about a little topic that I really want to talk about, because we have these older Zenkais now getting pretty much some really busted platinum equipments, and I kind of want to just talk about, in my opinion, who I personally would like to see next to get some. Because, you know, a lot of these units are older Zenkais. You know, they're mainly just for bench support at this point. You don't really see them in PvP like that, especially high rank, because of the meta and how ever changing it is, right, with every new unit coming out. But we're gonna go ahead and talk about that. So this isn't me pretty much not this isn't me predicting who's gonna get next. I don't know personally. But I'm just the one. I want to throw a few things out there, just what I think, right? Because I'm kind of liking it that they actually are doing this for the older Zenkais. You know, I don't have all of the Zenkais yet, so I need to still get some of my characters back up there. But let me know in the comment section what you guys think. Because I want you guys to tell me who would y'all like to see, right? Because I have a few options I want to talk to you guys about today. But with that being said, as always, if you're new around here and you enjoyed today's content, hit the subscribe button, leave a like on the video. It is very much appreciated. Now, first things first, I want to pretty much break it down. I have a few characters I want to talk about. And I'm going to talk about the Cell Soccer characters. And one of them has to be this guy right here. You know, if you were around when this guy first came out, before his Zenkai, he was busted. Taking over the meta. It was literally insane how busted one unit could be. And you know, this is like, he was basically in the meta of just taking over for a long time. Something maybe similar to like the droids, where they took over what PvP for what, like 3 months, 4 months. Yeah, this guy did it right here. This guy is no joke. Of course, you know, he does have a plat equipment, but it is older. It is outdated. The one that he initially got to buff him up, it's older, and I say this because, well, you have awakened equips. There are like many plat equips that are better than the one he has currently. And you know, he needs something. You know, these platinum equipments, I can see that they're not going to make them busted, of course, you know, because they're older Zenkais, but they're definitely going to make them usable, make them better, to the point where you can actually use them on some good teams, you know, have some fun, you know, because I like that, you know, you don't want to just keep using the same team over and over. But yeah, so with that being said, I also want to look at this Cell. This guy, you know, regen is kinda in the dirt now, but you know, we got Zamasu, we got the Cell, and then we also got Mr. Ultra Kid Buu coming, which is going to be tomorrow night, or tonight basically. So, you know, regen is something that I feel like, you know, is with Ultra Kid Buu, it's going to bring it up enough, right? You know, Zamasu is nice, right? But he is, you know, I think he's what, a defense type, support type. He can only do so much with his disrupt. Other than that, he's not really that usable. And you know, the Cell that we just got, he's usable, but I wouldn't say that he's just something that you just should be like, oh wow, you know, he's just busted, right? Because he's technically not, you know. And they're all-star banner units, so eventually the power creep is gonna go very overwhelming past that guy. So, but I do want to see this guy with a platinum equipment, you know. Like I said, it's a lot of people I don't have Zenkais for, you know. Just like any other player, I've taken my breaks, my fair share of breaks. I want to see him with a platinum equipment, you know, because regen is a team that isn't my strong suit on this game, but I would definitely love to run a good regen team in PvP and just have some fun, right? Because you know, it gets pretty tiring seeing Rose, Ultra Gogeta Blue, the same teams repeatedly with the same character over and over. You know, after a while, you just want to use a different team, right? But let's look over here to God Key. And you know, with Legends also, you know, Legends are now buffing up like the sagas, so we should definitely expect to see more characters getting those plats, right? And I kind of like that they're doing that instead of just buffing up just the tags, because it is, you know, it does give a little bit more diversity of the characters you can put to be released. But Mr. Beerus, this guy is in the mud, literally just straight in the mud. Like he's literally, he's not usable at all. Even with the platinum, I think he has a plat as well, if I'm not mistaken. He's literally just, he's a bench support. It's like I said, a lot of these characters, a lot of them are very unusable, or if they are usable, it's very difficult to use them depending on what match or what team you're going against. But he needs something, right? Like, he needs damage. Hard draw speed would be definitely an improvement. They did do that for the Super Saiyan 3 Doku that just got his plat. He got hard draw speed, I think defense, and a lot of inflicted damage. So, you know, we need that guy right there to get something right there. And another, my favorite one would be this guy right here, honestly, in my opinion. You know, he literally has cover chains for anything. Like, his cover chains is just, I think him and Bojack both have cover chains for literally everything. And you know, this guy is like, you know, he's an old unit. I do think he has some awakened equips. I'm not entirely sure if he has any plat equips. He might have one, maybe two, but we just need one that's like personally just for him. You know, really busted. Give him some damage. And I don't remember if this guy has. I don't want to make this video too long. Yeah, but this guy literally has nothing. Look at his kit. Nothing. We need damage, hard draw speed. He has a cover chain, so that's pretty much already covered. That's pretty much covered. So card draw speed, damage. Put in some defense, maybe with some health buffs. You know, health is always good with a mix of defense. Health is starting to become a little bit more important now in this meta. And you know, I don't see a lot of teams that don't run some type of health buff on their team nowadays. So, but with that being said, we're gonna look over here to Mr. Fusion Warrior, the OG Red Super Gogeta. I love this guy when he came out. You know, it was just, when this guy first came out, it felt so, what's that word? It felt so surreal, right? You know, and I feel like, you know, like I said, I've had my own fair share of breaks. So, you know, I don't have the Zenkais. Like, I don't have everybody fully Zenkai. So, even with this guy's Zenkai, I remember I used to run this guy before his Zenkai on Fusion Warriors. He was great. You know, you got the green card, you got the ultimate move, you know, and it just felt so surreal when he first came out. You know, even though Vegito is my, you know, he's my favorite character out of the fusions, but Gogeta is also right there with him, because I mean, he got the drip, got the soul punisher, you know. And I feel like we've gotten Ultra Gogeta Blue, we've gotten the movies Gogeta, the Super Saiyan one, and you know, we need some love from this guy from the movies. This guy's literally straight from the movies, non-canon. Give him something. He's a melee type. He already has an ultimate move. So give him, like I said, it's pretty much gonna be the same for most of these characters. You know, they need some form of being able to take some hits with some defense, some health, some damage buffs, inflicted damage, you know, strike damage. And maybe for the third slot, give him, I don't believe he has a cover change, so give him some form of a cover change, right? Maybe give him like a limited timer count of cover change. Maybe he has a strike cover change for like the first 60 timer counts of the match. I feel like that's fair, you know, since he's an older unit. And then give him card draw speed. Like, all these things are very important in this sort of meta. So, you know, all those things, it would be nice to see how they throw it at these characters further down the line, because some of these characters' kits are very old, right? They're very, very old, so they have to work around it and see what to put on the plat equip, because it's going to be busted regardless. But also, I want to see this guy right here, Mr. Fujito. While we were just talking about him, he is literally not usable, really. You know, his kit is a little bit better than some of the older units up here. He does have a plat equip. His plat equip, it sucks. You know, it's not gonna compete nowadays in this meta. You can run it, yes, but it's not something I would say is good compared to like the newer equips that we're getting now, especially for Fusion Warrior. He needs something, right? You know, I think what his main, he has his main ability where he kills all buffs from the other opponent. Let's see, no, I was lying. No, I was right. It said cancel enemy attribute upgrades. So yeah, it's, you know, the same thing. This guy, I don't know, you know, they can just, I feel like it's literally the same for everybody here. You know, I think he already has card draw speed from either his kit or maybe his green card, but he already has a cover change, so that's already knocked down right there. You don't have to worry about that, really. It's just a matter of giving him better damage and better ways to defend. You know, I feel like with some of these Zenkais, if they do give him a plat, they are gonna give him something based off the meta, right? Maybe, you know, give him like pure strike and blast defense against whatever, you know, whatever tag or sagas is running the meta, because, you know, Legends has done that before with certain equips. But with that being said, I think we're gonna be on our last few characters here. We're gonna look at sagas from the movies, and I would love to see this Broly right here. This guy was a beast when he first came out, alongside the Super Saiyan Gogeta. This guy, you know, blast armor with strike card. I think was he the first? I think he was the first person to have blast armor in the game. And then he also had his green card with it and force your opponent to tag out, which was really powerful if you were dealing with like maybe type disadvantage, maybe you were dealing with somebody that was like probably locking you in. You know, a lot of factors back then that we have now we didn't really have all of those things, right? Some of the powerful kits that we have now, there was a lot, so it was a little bit less stuff. It's more like it was less things to worry about, not having to worry about somebody cover changing against you, or somebody killing like half your key on the tag in, or just people just disrupting and killing cards on tag in. You know, a lot of things weren't all that back then, right? It was pretty simple. So he was pretty powerful. This guy was powerful, trust. And then when he transformed, you know, you got the health. And I think, let me see. Yeah, and then you got the ultimate as well. And I think his green card was the same. It forces you to switch. Then it killed your key. You know, this guy was insane. You know, this guy was a beast. Running Rampage against, I mean, not against, but with this Gogeta. When they both came out, it literally was, it was peaked. Because that was when the Broly movie came out. So it was kind of nice of them to do that. Release them while the movie was going on. But do another person, you know, nobody talks about this Broly. This Broly is old. I think what, first or second year Broly? This guy is literally straight in the dirt. Look at his kit. Come on now. Literally, this guy is he's not. He wouldn't even be usable really, even if he got a plat. But I would love to see it. You know, I would just have to try it on the team because it's literally it makes it more fun because you can use the older units, you know, in this new meta of overpowering units. So his kit is really, he needs everything, you know. They need to give him damage, defense, health, card draw speed, some form of cover change in that equip. We need all that. You know, maybe something, if they don't give him a lot of defense, like if they give him maybe a mix of defense and sustained damage cut, that would be nice. That is very important in this meta. But I don't think he still would be usable, but it would make him better maybe. You know, but he is a super old unit. You know, and it's same thing with this Turles over here. This guy is really old, but I would love to see the diversity. You know, when was the last time we even got a Turd? I don't really remember. Dokkan Battle has more characters of this guy in their game. I do believe this is only like the second card that we have in this game. This is the older one. I think we have one more, if I'm not mistaken. Because he, like I said, their kits are in dirt. You know, I don't know if they'll go that far back. Cause those are like the far back old units. You know, because they recently just gave it to Super Saiyan 3 Goku and Mr. Fat Boo over here, and they got more to show in their kits. Well, actually no, I lied. They're all the same. Literally, no type of essay for a kit, because now the units that we get now are literally having that. But I do want to do a few honorable mentions. So Mr. Bardock here, we'd love to see him with a plat equip. You know, I think he does already have one, if I'm not mistaken. But it's not like his personal plat equip, so he needs one that's just for him. You know, this guy already gives crit buffs to Super Saiyans, so you know, just give him. It's literally the same memo. You know, we just need them to have better damage output, some card draw speed in there with some sustained damage maybe, or some health. Same thing, I would love to see Namku here with another plat equip. Well, it's not like Namku is really just super bad, he's just outdated. He's pretty much outdated in his meta. But his blue card is still overpowering, where he can literally just counter anything. So I feel like that's no problem, right? And I believe he has a cover change, does he not? I could be wrong. Let's go to Super Saiyan. No, he has a counter, so he doesn't have a cover change. So that would be lovely to see. Maybe with these new plat equips down the line, they may start giving these characters some form of cover change in there. You know, like I said, give them like 60 timer counts, 80 timer counts. You know, somewhere where because most matches are in that range. If it's a decent match or a good match, they're gonna be longer than 40 timer counts, 60 timer counts, because it's a good match. So if it's a quick match, then you know it's not really gonna matter. But at the end of the day, you know, there are other characters that we can sit here and talk about, but I don't want to make this video longer than it needs to be. I just wanted to make a few people that I actually personally wanted to see get a plat equip. You know, eventually I hope they do start, you know, giving it to them. But they are buffing up sagas, you know, so I feel like eventually they're gonna give them to the characters eventually, right? Because they already gave them to 2 characters in this campaign for the Majin Buu saga. But with that being said, that is going to be it for me on today's video. Like I mentioned in the beginning of the video, let me know who would y'all like to see with a plat equip. I will be interested to see, you know, what you guys comment down below. But as always, everyone have a blessed day. It's your boy JB. I'm out.